Hello there. I'm going to do a little bit on anamorphic lenses and how to correct the squeeze. But first of all, you have to set your camera to linear. Now I've accidentally set this camera to widescreen, and up in the corners here you'll see some clipping going on. That's because the lens is acting like a bit of a fisheye, and of course having the anamorphic lens on, it exaggerates the fisheye effect. So we're going to stop. I'm going to set the camera to linear, and then we'll continue taking some anamorphic pictures. There we go, we are back to normal linear lens. You can use linear plus level horizon leveling as well if you want to, but that as the camera moves around a bit, you get a little bit of distortion in the edges still as the stabilization clips in on the sides with this anamorphic lens. But there we go, we're back to linear, like I said. And now what an anamorphic lens will do is it will take a widescreen shot, but it will squish it down to fit the 16:9 sensor at the back of this camera. So when you play it back, my face will seem longer, my shoulders will be closer together, and generally it looks like we're squished from left to right, so making me slightly taller than I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to desqueeze this image, and we're going to put it through another software program on my iPad to desqueeze it. Now I've experimented. This anamorphic lens is a 1.33, it says. So that means it's, you multiply the length by 1.33 compared to what it was. Now I put that figure into the software, and it just looks far too stretched. It really does. And so what I did was I got a circle, and I filmed that circle, and I experimented with the settings until I got the circle round again. Rather than being stretched or too tall, it's now correctly round. Now my experiments show that I need to have a stretching setting of 1.2, not the 1.33. So yeah, it's been verified by another YouTuber who also says that he put in a figure of 1.2, but that's the figure I come up with. I was actually, when I was on the boat, I used one of the big life rings, the rescue rings that you see on side of ships. I used that as my round circle, and I just experimented until it came round again after desqueezing. So, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this video, and I'm going to show you how I desqueeze it. So I shall go back inside, and I'm going to set up my tripod and my camera equipment, and put everything on the table. I'm going to try and experiment, get a bit closer to the iPad so you can see what's going on. But I should do that this evening when the sun's gone down. But otherwise, I'm going to sit out here and enjoy the afternoon air for a little bit. Listen to the birds flapping about. Anyway, right, that's enough. So I'll go back inside and work on the computer. Right, here we are, we're back inside, and we're going to desqueeze this image that we've just taken outside. But going back to anamorphic lenses, I'm going to insert a picture into the video now of my anamorphic lens attached to the camera. Obviously I'm using the camera, so I can't use that camera to take a picture of the anamorphic lens. Anyway, I'm digressing, but here's the picture. J.J. Abrams, a well-known film director, actually uses anamorphic lenses in his movies like Star Trek to great effect. And so what I've done is I've got a little anamorphic lens for the GoPro. Like I said in the intro, it's it states on the packet that it's a 1.33, but I find it's a 1.2. It gives me better results. Anyway, so this is the image, raw image as it is outside. As you can see, I look rather squished and rather tall. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to desqueeze it. I'm going to reduce the video down and kind of stretch it out a little bit. So let's go back into my desqueezing program. Now this is called desqueeze. So we'll just open it up. There we go. I've got the Pro version. So it's already selected from your photo folder the photos that you might want to use, or videos that you might want to use. So this is a video that I've just taken outside. This one here. All these are already desqueezed, but this one isn't. So I'm going to use my template. I've already made a template and I've called it GoPro. So let's open that up, and you can see here bitrate is set to auto, and for photos it's 120 by 100. For video it's 120 by 100. Now that will desqueeze that rather long video in crossways. It will desqueeze it, so it will, it will desqueeze the photo because it's already compressed. It will now desqueeze it by squishing it this way and lengthening it this way. So we now click on go. Okay, but the target file is too big, so we're going to just click on proceed, as it will automatically reduce the image down to something that it can use. There we go. If you can see that there, that's beginning to work. Now that takes a little bit of time, of course, to desqueeze the image correctly, but you can get the idea. But as soon as it's finished, the image automatically appears back into the photo folder, being correctly squeezed. So we come out of there. We'll close that down because I've already desqueezed my intro anyway. So what I need to do is to edit that, which I've shown you how to edit a photograph in using the video joiner to edit. And what I'll do is I'll just add this new video onto the longer video that I did outside. So that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to add this video to my intro outside, but that's the original, one of the originals. There we are. I've now set the camera to linear. You can use linear plus level horizon, horizon leveling. There we go. So that's it then. So all I've got to do now is just trim the video that I created outside to take away all the initial setup, and I'll then go ahead and upload it to YouTube. But yeah, I found that desqueezing it to 1.13 is too much, and it will of course give you elongate the image far too much. So what you need to do is to set your desqueezing percentage down to 120% for the length and 100% for the width, and that will give you a proper desqueezing. So I'll do that now. Okay, bye.